Hi and welcome to my first video for my YouTube channel. The first thing I want to talk to you about is the Patternmaster. I find it a really useful tool when you're making patterns for costume and any clothing, so fashion or for yourself or anything. It's almost got hidden talents. I teach at a university and it's only after the second unit that they kind of go, oh, okay, I get why there's all these lines on this. So I just want to talk through with you why I love the Patternmaster so much. So the obvious part of it is that it has got this lovely straight line, this straight edge here, that you can draw a perfectly straight line with. It's also got the curves. They're not my favourite part. What I really love about it is that you've got the fact that you've got this central line here. It measures just over 40 centimetres long, but instead of doing 1 to 40, you start at the centre. So you've got 0 here, and then it works out to 20 centimetres on either side. It's also then got a centimetre seam allowance around the edge as well, but we'll come to that later. But the fact that you've got this here means that you've got this perfect right angle. So when you need to draw a line going in the opposite direction so that it is square to your first line, you can line that line up with the center line of your Patternmaster and then square down. And it also means that from that line you can measure down 10 centimeters and mark it. If you need to go over 20 centimeters because you know it's longer than that, you do your 20 and then you can add it on here. That's a bit of a mind thing that you have to really think about, but the fact that you've got this right angle, and it also means that when you're doing things like armholes where you have to have a 45-degree angle, you can set it up because you've got your 90 degrees and your 45 degrees, so you can mark that, get that line, that 45-degree line, to sit in that corner. If you think about this as the front armhole section, and you have to square out 2 centimeters, and that gives you a perfect 45-degree off that 90-degree. Okay, that's 90, and then you've got the 45s, and then that means that you can use these curves if you want to. I don't find that they're the most useful curves, in all honesty. That's the only thing I don't like about it. If they redesign this shape, I'd be a lot happier. However, you can use it and use them. Don't just fix yourself to one curve. To create a curve, you can use more than one part, and then you can create that lovely shape there. Okay. What else do I love about it? The fact that it's got all these lines going across. So if you need to mark a facing, for example, then you can draw your line. So if you mark it here, you put your center front there. Should have lined that up with that really, but I got it there anyway. Line that up with there, and then you want to mark that your facing is going to be over here by 5 centimeters or 4 centimeters. You find the 4 centimeter line here, and then you work across, and then if you want it to be completely parallel, you just draw that line down. Okay, so I'll just do it here as well. You've got up to, on my one, you've got up to 6 centimeters. So if I want to do 6 centimeters this way of that line and have a parallel line, I'd line up the 6 centimeter, draw that line on, and mark it across. Easy as pie. Okay. If you need just the 1 centimeter, so if you're marking centimeters, seam allowance, or 1.5 centimeter seam allowance, you just line it up with the edge. With the curves, as I said earlier, you have got this 1 centimeter, you've got 0.5 and 1 centimeter around the edge, so you can line that up, and you've got it on this central one as well. This one I think is actually more useful in lots of ways because you can get an armhole shape out of it. This one is not so, but it's not too bad. For skirts, side seams of skirts and things, it's not too bad. But again, you use this centimetre guide, and then you can mark off your seam allowance onto your pattern if you want to. that is everything that I want to tell you about it, really. I just think the fact that you've got this thing where you don't, it works for you. So when you're drafting a pattern, if the pattern says to you that you need to mark down, say you need to mark down 10 centimeters, and then you need to add on 1.5, line that up with your 10 centimeter lines. So I've got to go down from that point 10 centimeters and then add 1.5, and it's there, done for you. Easy as anything. Oh, the other thing about it as well, if you have 2 lines and you need to find the center point, you can use this to find your center point. Put it down roughly where you think the middle is, and then just even it up. Mark that point, use the right angle. Gosh, you've got your side seam. Okay, if you have that you need to find the center of that line, let's just draw a new line on like that. You need to find the center of that line, and then like that, but then on this side you need to add on 1.5 centimeters. You then find your center point, move over 1.5 centimeters, draw your line. Absolutely easy as pie. Okay, so that is why I love the Patternmaster. Mine is very old. I had this when I was a student, and I bought it from, well, I bought it from the college, but you can buy them from Moreplan. And I think nowadays, well, I know that you can get, this is metric, and you can get an imperial, so you can get one in inches as well. Although I work mainly in inches, strangely enough, I've never been tempted to buy a Patternmaster in inches. I kind of chop between the two. However, I know that you can buy quite cheap versions of these, and they are not as good as the more expensive ones. This is accurate. The 6 centimeters is 6 centimeters. I have known some lightweight versions. This is also quite solid. Yeah, it's a real solid plastic. I've seen them where they've been really floppy and really flimsy, and a lot of the time then the centimeters aren't actually as accurate. Okay, so I would spend a bit more money. Moreplan still sell them. I think there's a company called William G. They also sell them. They are great for haberdashery as well, for costume and fashion. But yeah, that would be my advice. Even if you think, oh, I'll just buy one for, I think they're like 25 quid or something. If there's one for £19 and one for £25, buy the £25 one. It's worth spending the extra money. As I said, I've had this for over 20 years, getting on for 30 years, maybe longer now I think about it. But I use it all the time, and I still use it, and I would not be without it. Okay, even using it with inches, you know, when I'm doing working in inches, I still come back and use this if I need to make sure that I've got lines going across something which are parallel. Okay, so really important to use it, to have one. And you know, once you start using it and using it properly, it's so simple, it's so easy. Just getting those 45 degrees, getting the measurements set out right, it just works so well. Okay, I don't think I can go on any more about it. I just love the thing. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I hope it's been of interest to you. I hope you find it useful. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd be very grateful, and I will add some more videos in the short few weeks coming. Thank you. Bye bye.